first advice that I can give to anybody in crisis is, I know it's really hard right now, but don't make rash decisions, okay? There are some resources that maybe people might or might not know. I definitely would call 988. I definitely would call 988. I've been there. I've had a crisis situation where I've made 2 nooses and I was ready, right? And I ended up not continuing on with suicide because, one, I just had this insurmountable amount of tiredness come over me. But in that moment, I called a loved one and they picked up and they didn't even know what was going on. But they just talked to me and we just had a conversation and it was normal. Maybe you're not there. Maybe that's not you. Maybe you really actually need somebody to talk you off the ledge. And that is totally fine. If you want to call a friend and that's who you feel more comfortable with, or a family member, good. But do not isolate yourself. Call someone. The new crisis mental health line is 988, and they're going to guide you through some of the same things that I'm getting ready to tell you now. I would say just close your eyes and breathe. Take a moment to breathe and be mindful. And when I say be mindful, listen to your breath. You can put your hand over your heart, listen to your heartbeat. And we have not quite learned any of the cognitive behavioral techniques, the self-affirmations yet, right? But I want you to just hold on in that moment, wait for somebody on the other side of that call to pick up, and then take it from there, okay? Just stop. If you are a loved one or a family member who is dealing with somebody who has a crisis situation, I definitely personally, again, would tell them to think about it, right? Stop. Let me breathe with you. We went through some of the breathing techniques, the box breathing before, and then go into what I would call the QPR training, which is the question, persuade, and response. It's the suicide, basically CPR for suicide. And so going into questioning that person, being open and honest, and just being there to listen. You can find the root of the problem or sometimes the issues within the first 30 seconds. If the person is not opening up, just at least inquire if they feel safe. Do they have a plan? Can you tell me if you do have a plan? Can you promise me this? Even though they might not promise you, make that space open and inviting and as safe as you can. Persuade them to, hey, let's talk to somebody. I can talk to somebody with you or for you. And then go ahead and reach out to those individuals, whether it be going to the psychiatric ER, going to your primary or even your designated mental health provider, or calling 988, or in the case of Maryland, if you're a minor, 211.
This holistic hand series on crisis intervention and suicide prevention was brought to you by the Eudaimonia Project. Recipients of the Changemaker Challenge grant from the Community Foundation of Howard County, Horizon Foundation, United Way of Central Maryland, the Women's Giving Circle, and viewers like you. The Eudaimonia Project is honored to be a 2024 Changemaker Challenge winner in Howard County.